Okay, now we're ready to tackle this side here, and we're going to do the rock today. So we're going to try to get these two terrain pieces built. So welcome to the next installment. So remember in the last installment we finished this up, we got the terrain over here, we're ready to do the rock over here and to finish this up. Where do we start now? We're going to focus like we did over here. This is a mirror from here. Now I can change it up a bit, it depends, you know, that kind of thing. So we're just going to start building it like we did before. Okay, so we're going to start just placing pieces in here, and I'm going to go get my bin of round pieces, and then we're going to start. I'm just hoping I have it somewhere. I have been trying to get everything ready this time. I got all the slopes out for the rocks and stuff, but before we could do the rock, let's focus in this area first. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing here, and for the most part, that we can pop that out there, we're going to tackle right here, because right here is going to depend on where this is going to go in this area. Now I need to move some stuff out of the way so we could see more of this here. And I'm dropping stuff all over the place. That's to be expected. Let's see, what's hanging this thing up? It's either do this or watch the nightly news. Well, nobody's here right now, so we're going to take advantage. Okay. Well, this right about here. Kind of want to match this up to make it kind of uniformed in a way. Then we'll focus on it later. So one of the things that I want to do here, maybe something like this, but I don't want to get too carried away with that. I may have to something like that, maybe get some more 2x4s and build it out here. But remember, there's a path right here. So what I could do is I could leave it like this, and I'll commit to that. And set that in there, and then we came in right about here and did this, and then I can kind of blend the ground in here. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm just going to tack that in there, because what I'm planning on doing is the ground, there's going to be a path kind of going out a little bit here. So what I'm thinking of doing is just putting some, maybe a 1x6 green in here, or I can just kind of round it a little bit, like that. I don't want to go too crazy. Do it like this a little bit here. And then if I do that, and we'll commit to that now, and that gives me a little bit more leadway here. Okay. And then I can come right here and build it up. Not with that part, but you get the idea. So, that having been said, I could do something like that, and that looks pretty good like that right there. I just got to fill under here. I have this, which I could use, and stick this in here. Like that. Okay, yes, crunchy, crunchy Rice Krispies. And then we can come in like this. It's almost matching over here, but this time we got the terrain kind of going in here. Now there's going to be a little bit of a path right here. I want to keep it 8 studs. That's 7. So what I'm thinking of doing is coming in here like this and kind of just blending this in here a little bit. Remember, the thing's going to sit right here. So what I can do is I could bring this in about here. We could fill this in here, not a big deal, you know. So I could set this here and it'd be fine. And Or maybe I don't even need to go round here. Let's see. Now, for those who've been watching me for quite some time, this is, for those who are just tuning in, this is all ad lib, nothing scripted or filtered or censored. So if you're looking for a filtered build, you're probably on the wrong channel. So yeah, I don't think we need to put that in there. Remember, we had to do a lot of this over here. We're going to repeat it over here. So we had this one even here. That's what I kind of want to shoot for. And yeah, we'll put that there. You probably don't even need this. Boy, these bricks can get pretty sharp and mean. And we'll set that there like that. And I'll have to get some more 2x4 tans. Yes, before we can get to the fun stuff, we got to do our vegetables, but we're almost done here. My best bet is to have a little green here and kind of go up and down and stuff like that. And I'm sorry if you have to hear the rustling of the bricks. In fact, I'm not sorry because people want to hear that. And we could do something like this and bring this in like that. Or something like that there. Okay. And how do we deal with this? I could leave this or just stick some green in here. I'm just going to stick green in there. And before I really do something silly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a 2x3. I'm going to just stick a 2x3. You notice I didn't tack that one down yet. Remember, this is going to sit here. Okay. And I mean, going up right up against here is fine, but I want to have some steps. Nobody wants to bump into some shrubbery. I also got some green wedge plates I could throw in here too, but I don't have a lot of those. So we have 14. I think this is fine. Or what I can do is I can butt this right up in here like this. And then I know exactly where to place this. Okay. So I'm thinking of blending the ground in here. Maybe having this protrude here. Okay. Then if I do that, then I can come in here and just kind of, maybe I can get some wedge plates and stuff, shove them in there. Okay, just come down like this and do that. Okay. Or let's see what else we got in here. In my box of tricks, so you could even go like that too. Okay. But remember, if I put in foliage, you're not going to see this round spot anyways. So right now in this installment, I've already made it through here. I'm going to work over here. So let me, I got these round tiles. Let's take advantage of these real quick here. Yeah, I'm jumping around right now. That's the autism working in me. Huh. We have 3 here. Oh, that's right. I remembered we added a 1x1 brick there. Of course, it's always the pieces that I need are at the very bottom. Okay. I'm matching this over here. We don't want that color, and of course I can't get it out. Let's set that off to the side there. Okay. Getting this baby done real nice tonight. And then over here we had that jumper plate we put over there. Now the reason why I'm not putting the features in here is I'm dropping parts, but in addition to that, that will be saved for the final video. I'm not going to do a complete, this is not a complete tutorial, this is just basically my notes on how to put together the the terrain. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So now, I know I want to get to the rocks. What I need to do here, I'm going to grab, I picked up some stuff here already. I'm going to go ahead and get me, well, here's a 2x4. We could shove that right there. And then we can build this up here. I get a 2x3 here. If I could get a bunch of 2x3s, cover this up, maybe shove a 2x3 here, kind of build this up a little bit, and here I'm just going to get a 1x2 brick. Let me do those. Alright, got these, and I got the jumper plate. Everybody kind of left today, and I'm like kind of glad. I was like, well, I'm going to take advantage real quick and start filming things up real quick here. And oh, and I can't put a brick. No, I need to put the brick here, like that, and that goes like this. And I could leave it like this, or I could put a 2x4 in here. Let's leave it like that. Okay, remember, we're going to cover that up. And there's a hole there. I can go up like this. Ain't going to matter. If I do, I'm going to pop these out of here and put some gray ones in here. Remember I said that color is going to be kind of rare for me. So if I decide to do that, it'll be like this. You get what I mean here. If I want to push it in, I may do that too, but I don't want an odd number here. I can go right here. That'd be fine. If I do, I'll put this back in here, and then I'll just shove this brick in here like this, and then I can do that. You feel me, right? So I'm going to go and get me a 1x2 and a couple of 2x4 grays. Okay, so now we can proceed on with the terrain. And we'll set this here. And that gives me an even number here. Set that right in there, just kind of mush it down. And see, if I put this in here, it'd be fine too. If I do, I'll just pull this guy out and put a gray one in there, because I'm very limited on green pieces. So I may just do that, okay? We'll just put this in here, and let me get myself a 2x6. Okay, we'll set that there. And we'll place this in here. See, it kind of covers that up. I can go like this, which would look a little better, and if I do that, then I can get away with putting a 4 in there. And I may just do that. Let me go get a 2x4 green. Alright, there we go. Now, I think that looks really good, because we're going to build up the ground here a little bit. That's it. I want to focus my attention to here. Kind of want to build this up a little bit right here. So I'm just going to tack pieces in, just to see what it looks like. Okay. I can always shove this one here too. But I want to keep my path here 8. So if I do that, that's what it'll look like. Okay. Or I could just do this. Okay. But you know what? I could always do that too. And this right here, we could just stick some plates in here. Like this. I could put that right there and it would hide it. Or better yet, this one right here. Then just get some 1x4s and just kind of fill this in. 4, that'd be 2, 3, and just kind of slide this one here like that, put one there. Okay. And it'd be fine. I could live with this. All right, this looks really good as is. So, and I know it's kind of just pieced in there, but It's easier to do it now, just setting these in here and kind of getting a feel for what that looks like. Now I got a path in here that kind of swoops around here. This is going to sit here. There will be a rock back over here, and we'll focus on that here in a bit. But this right here, I need to get, we're going to cover that up. Let me get, I could just shove that in there. This is already low. But you know what would be better? The steps are here. I just realized this. This is up higher. It's okay to have the ground a little lower there, huh? Okay. So what I can do, if I had one that was a little, I mean, that would be fine. Okay. I mean, it would. And the thing is, I got a bunch of these. But I don't want to burn through all of them yet. I got this. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is because I could put some plants here and just leave it like this and weave it in here, and I could bring the ground back up behind it again. Or, I mean, you don't want to do this. I'm trying to match this side over here. Kind of, anyway, I want to make it kind of rough. That's what I'm shooting for here. I get a shorter piece and put it here and kind of blend it in. So just take some 1x3s and do that. And just kind of round around, just kind of go around this corner here. I wish I had a third like that would be better. But I don't. At least I think I don't. Like this right here would be perfect. If I had one of those, that's perfect where I want that to be. That's if it's a perfect world. And I don't have anything of that color. Medium nougat's fine, but if I have enough of this or the right size, no, I actually do have one. I think that'd be better, huh? Kind of bring this up, make this match here a little bit. The reason I'm using this is to kind of make it look like it's hardened clay soil. And then we can come in here and drape it over the top like this, like I did over here. And that'll be it. Okay. And I think that's pretty good. I got a little hole here. That's fine because I can fill that in. But I think what I'm going to do is just stick a 4 in here and just build this up with something. Maybe stick a 1x4 in here right here. That's green. And then we'll focus. This right here is the hard part right now. Everything looks really good. We got our seating and everything. We still got to do this one still. Do I even have one of those? I need to find. I thought I had another one of these slopes, so I put it up there. Yeah, it's a lot of work, huh? So let me go ahead. We need to get this done before we can do the rocks. I want to do the fun stuff. Okay, I want to do the fun stuff. So yeah, let me go ahead and get a couple 1x4s. This I think I'm fine with. I'm going to commit to this right now. Start pressing things down. Now, that is hard to press down. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some smaller versions of this. And the greens are different types, but you know what? Yeah, it works fine for what we need it for. Okay, stick this here. So I'm going to get a bunch of 1x4 green plates, and then I'll start getting some slopes and stuff. Alright, I've got a couple of extra pieces. Let's start attaching all this in here. So that's basically what I do, is I just start going out and shopping for parts. And just start filling things in here. Okay, see how I did this right here? Now it kind of looks like it's blended in here. And this is like the ground's been matted down, worn away. Here I don't care too much about. You can if you want to do something like that. I could do this right here, and that would be fine. Okay. Alright, now back up to here. I want to match this over here. I can do this. It could be a slight heel that goes down like that too. That looks pretty good. I don't know how I want to do this yet. Do I have a lot of these? Yes. I mean, I have a bunch of these things. Now I can get away with that and have the ground kind of taper in here and just slowly tear it up a bit. So let's just shove that in there. Okay. Now, what I need to do here, we're 5 here, may need to get a 1x4 and a 1x2 and then fill the rest of it in up here. Let me go and do some of these slopes real quick. Remember, we're going to do the same thing we did over there. So we can take our bench and set it in like that. Okay? That's why I'm doing it now, so we don't mess up. But see, I can't put this here because guess what? Oh, we're missing a brick. So let me get some 1x1. Let me get a nougat 1x1 or a 1x2. Well, here's a 2x2 here. Set that there. I need to get another jumper plate. Let's get a round tile. I'm going to keep the round tiles out because they might be stones. That's why I said I'm not using the gray ones or the nougat ones, because I may need them for the stones. I'll have to get that. This drawer is so full and I never can find the ones that I want on the top. So that's what I need there. And looks pretty good the way that's at. And I need 2 more. Now when you're doing this, you can do it any way you want. You can flat tile the whole thing off. In fact, if I had a bigger bin to pour those in, it would be nice. I don't think I do. Well, maybe I do. This. That would be a lot better. Because those little drawers, they don't really serve purpose. They don't serve justice as much. And this one is right here, so I'm assuming that these other 2 are probably here. Okay, now I need to find one of these in nougat and the rest of them gray. Okay. Starting to look like that over there, huh? Yeah. And set these back here. Now, if I forget something, I can always look at this. And yeah, I actually did stack some. Okay, what I'm going to do, let's pop these out. Okay. I'm going to get me a 1x6 brick and plenty of those nougat pieces. Alrighty, got some more goodies here. Let's start building this up here. We're trying to build it up just like that over there. Don't worry about how high that is because that will be covered up. And right here, we don't know yet. May put a slope or something in there. And then we have this here. Okay. And, well, I can't put a slope here, but I definitely can put this in here and be done with it. And then right here, it's a little bit of a drop, but that's fine because we could just leave it like that, or I can add a plate in here. And I'm thinking of maybe just adding maybe a 2x3 here. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I need to get a 2x3. I thought I grabbed a 1x2 tan. Maybe I never did. Because I was going to put a 1x2 tan plate here. Maybe I never grabbed one. Let me go find one of those and a 2x3 plate. So we'll set the 2x3 here and the 1x2 here. And the only thing I got to do is find a jumper plate here. And I think we could just come in like that. Or I could fill this in here with a 1x2. Let's get a 1x2 here and 1x2 jumper plate. Alright, we'll set that there, and this will go here. Now we have a place to anchor down our benches. We have this ready to go here. The bench will sit on this other part we haven't built yet. And I'll do that. I'll raise this thing up here on this next to in an off stream. Now I think that looks pretty good. This looks good the way it is. Now I want to focus my attention to the rock facade over here. So this thing we can put away. And it does this way a lot, not really because it's all air. Like one of Lego's typical builds, but okay. Now we need to look at it this way here. Fire ring. Let's pretend that this is part of the stage. Now remember in the last couple of installments I said, well, I want to back it away at least 5 studs. So let's say you put this here, that's my fire ring. And here's the bench here. Let me see if I got that other bench, because this is kind of critical here. Okay. There we go. Now, we're all ready to go camping now. Okay, so let's say I want to wrap the rock around like this. Just wrap it right here. Okay. Notice my hand right here. There's some stuff that's open. I can fill that in later, or I can fill it in now. We were talking about putting it right here, but it's pretty close to this. I don't want to run into that. I think this would look better right here. Okay. So, and if I decide to put a rock, it could be right here. It's fine, and I'm going to have the lower part of the rock right here. So it's just basically going to be like this. So what do we do about that there? What do I do about that? Alright, so if I do, I could just slip in some plates like this. So I would need to get a 2x4 here and leave this 2x6 here. Okay, do I need to pull any of this stuff out? Are these plates? Are they bricks? We don't know. I forgot. That's a plate. If I decide to do this, well, see, this is already stuck in here. So if I shove this here, that would be fine. And then I would need to find a 2x4 in this color, and we'll go from there. Okay, so if I do that, now we got our foundation for our rocks. So that's going to be our booth, our thing there. 5 studs away will be the fire ring, and come right about here. Okay, let's go right there for the fire ring. That's how big it's going to be. Now, I can cup right around here and it'll look really good. Now, where do we start? Well, it just so happens I brought out some slopes. So, let's see what we have in here. I don't think we need these round plates anymore. I may need them, but not at this moment in time. And then, now we can do the fun stuff. This is the accessory. Now that's kind of shallow. We don't need that, but we have these. So just imagine I could do it like that too. Okay, it's like somebody piled up dirt, you know, they were leveling this out. We're bringing it up to grade. I always save these for stuff like this. But I want the rock to kind of shoot out of the ground a little bit. So these might be the best. We'll save these for down here. Okay, so let's start planning this out. If I decide to do it like this, you know, let's put this outside corner here. Now, if I do this, I can always shove bricks in here. We can do it like that. Something like that. And then I can cup around here. Okay. Like that. Now if I want to go, there's no inside corner, so what do? I'll just use some bricks, regular bricks in there. Just shove a column up in here, then bring it out. Okay. Now you can see now I got some rocks here. I can use these too. We don't need to have it straight up. I can come in and do this and bring it up like that. Okay. Now you notice these are kind of just tacked in there. That's what the studs are for. I got to find those. Remember, don't use your good studs unless you're absolutely going to do something with them. So we're going to start right here. We're going to start building this up because I like that so far. Now remember, the rock facade is going to run up to here and it's going to blend right up into this straight piece here. So kind of just build this up a little bit here. Now I'm going to bring it down lower. So we're going to come right about here. I'm going to, let's see if we got any smaller ones than this. We'll come in here like this right here. And then we'll drop it down. Now, I'm committed to this. This is going to be off, ad lib, off the top of my imagination. I'm not going to go crazy with it. And now I need to come in right here. And what do we do about that? We'll just stick some smaller slopes in here. But see, I got, this is too square here. So I'm going to bring this rock face up just a little bit. Something like this. So what would I do there? If I put this here, I can get some slopes and bring them in like that. Okay. So I'm trying to think. I guess I got to go get the other bin that has the slopes. I thought I had it over here. So let me go get that real quick. Okay, I found it. I was right behind me. Let me see if I can drag it out here. And for the most part, we'll just shove these in here like this. Now I could put this in here, make it look like the rock is kind of blended into the terrain. Then I can set this in here like that. Okay? And then now I got this tapered right in here. And we could take some of the round tiles and put them down here as little stones. And then for the inside of the rocks, I would have to get some more tacky colored bricks, but that right there will do. And not like that. How tall is this rock going to be? I'm seeing it about this tall, so maybe 9 bricks tall. That's a lot to climb up there. Lots to climb up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of going off my imagination. This would look good right here, so I need to build a pillar real quick. All right. Let's see here. See, some of this can be removed. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm inclined to start removing parts now. Could that be removed? I doubt that can be, but we're going to see if it can. Yes. The reason why I'm removing that is because these things here are kind of unleveled. We can do it like that. Somebody's starting up their junk car again. The price to pay to do this. Make a pillar, set that in there. Now I have a place to put that in there. Now we can change this anytime we want. But see, now we got a nice little rock face around there. And now since this is sloped, I'm going to bring this rock. This rock is going to be kind of like a sharp boulder, but it's going to be fatter over here. Matter of fact, it's just going to be cut off at this end. I don't want to make it thin like this. That's not going to be, that won't work. And that right there would not be fine at all. So what I may just do is I may just come in here like that. And let's see if we got anything else in here that would work. Let's see, I can come in here like this, and it wraps around. And I could stick a little cheese slope in here, or a little pebble. And I think that's fine, because then I can come up here like this, and then it looks like I kind of wrapped around here. See that? But this, very loose. We don't want that. Very loose. So we'll just grab a stud here. Yeah, a red one. Well, we need another one, huh? Here's one of these. And I'll stick a tan one in there, and we'll shove that in there like that. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is I can take the stud, place it right here, like it's a rock. Okay, just a little stone, just sitting there, just relaxing. So we'll put that little stone in there. Now this right here, I want to kind of bring it down. This is going to be a lower portion of the rock, so I'm just going to form it up right here. With the steps here, I can do more with it. See, I can come here and do it like this. Okay. Or like that. And then bring this back up like this. See how now we have these steps right now? Looks pretty cool. But that thing's going to sag. We don't want that. Let's get let's get another stone in here. We'll stick this spring green in there, and that's a nice color to hide. But then now I want to wrap my rocks around. Now I'm going to need a bunch of these. Now I may not have enough to do in the back part. If I don't, that's fine. I can always do smaller ones. I was talking about that. And see, now I can shove this one right here. And then I can just shove a little cheese slope in here. Okay? So now I got this rock kind of going around like this here. I want to put that there. What do I do about that? Okay, just get a 1x2 plate and shove it in there. Okay. Or I can do it like this and be done with it too. It's a lot of work, guys and gals. It's a lot of work. Alright? Lots of work. May just come in here like this. Drop this down like that. I don't like using the same pitch of slopes for this, so. Okay. And then I can come back up here. Now, this is going to be a lower portion of the rock, so the best thing to do is to put this steeper one here and that one like that, and then I can round over the top. This over here is going to be a little higher. So the first thing I want to do is fix this and this. So let me get a set of 1x2 plates. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stick a green here, like that. And then I'm going to stick this gray one right here. Now I can come in here and put a cheese slope in here and hide that if I want to. I may. I don't know yet. Now let's kind of go back around here like this. This right here is fine the way it is. Do we need all these in here? It's too late to pull them out now. And then I got this outside corner. We'll stick this in here like that. And remember, it's nature. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be geometrically centered and all that stuff. I don't want to waste my good slopes like that. So I'm going to probably come right about here, but I don't want to just shove that in there. So let's see. Let's bring a rock here out like this a little bit. And that's fine, I can do that too. All right, let's say I do that. Let's say I do that. That looks pretty good. Then right here, I'll just stick some 1x2s in here, and then get another one of these, stick it here like this, and then, I don't know, just shove that in there. All right. Then now I can start building this up here and just making a cap. And over here. This here is going to be straight. Okay, so I'm going to have to fill all that in. That's a lot of filling in there. So let's shove that in there right now. This piece can fall backwards. I have plenty of gray plates. I'm just going to shove that in there so I have something good to put on. Maybe get some plates here. This is all going to be bricked. I'm not going to worry about this yet, but it looks like I can run straight across from here to here. So I can just fill this little spot here and then just go straight across. Do I need that there? I may need that there, so I'll leave it. So now let's focus right here. I think this is fine the way that is. And now I want to back away a little bit. Just back away. I just want to, when I mean back away, I can do it either or. I can use this and shove that there like that. Or we can use a 45-degree slope and not have to move too much. All right, so let's see here. I got this. Let's shove that in there. Okay. And then I can come back here like this. So now I want to get, let's see, a couple of, I could just pull all those out, but that's just too much. Let me get a couple of 1x2 grays and 3 2x4 gray bricks, and we'll build that up. All right, so now I got these. We're going to have to fill this in here. Now you could pull all this out if you want and redo it, but you know what? That's a lot of work to do. Now I can shove that in there and do it like this. Okay. You notice I'm not using 1x1s. Kind of impractical. And then now I'm going to plan ahead. Let's shove that in there like this. Okay. And I'm going to need to get a couple of 2x2s and 2x3s. Okay, I'll grab some 2x2s and 2x3s. Now I can stick that there, and guess what? We don't have to worry about that collapsing. Forgot to get some 1x2 plates down here. I'll get to that in a second. Right now I'm just building this wall up here. And you can at least see the terrain that I had planned before. Oh, got to be careful here. I want to bring the rock up a little bit. That could be right. That could be like that right there. Let's soften it up a little bit here with one of these. And that means I'll have to shove this in here. And then now, let's get another one of these. And you notice I'm just tacking parts in there. This is the same height as this. I'm not too worried about that. Means I have to build this up here a bit. I got plenty of these from those old Minecraft sets. So they'll come in handy for that. See, now I'm getting this leveled off here at the top. That's what I'm looking for. Here, we already got this part here that's kind of sloped. Now I can do this. Remember I'm talking about making this thing about 9 bricks high from this side. This is already 3. Do I really need to go that high? Not really. I don't need to go that high. Let's see here. So, could shove that in there like this. And then this guy here. Okay, what do we do about this? Remember, it's going up like that. And when you're doing terrain, this is something I've learned, you're going to be working on all the sides as you possibly can. We do that and shove this here, you're going to have this kind of protruding. I want this to be rounded. Okay. Let's see what else we got in here. Got that. And I need a bunch of these for a house project. But if you're like me, roof slopes are probably very rare. So, yeah. I got an outside corner here that I could shove right in there. Okay. Now you're seeing now that I'm actually getting a rock face here. Okay. Now you notice I'm not really caring about this right now. I don't know where I'm going with it. Okay, let's see if we can find a too high one right here. Stick that right there. See, now I got that nice taper there. That's really going to work. But I don't like this really loose under here. It's kind of just bouncy. We don't want that because it feels like it's about to cave in. Stick that right in there. And then now I don't have to worry about that caving in there. You just need to have enough to keep it from falling in. You don't need to make it all solid bricks. And now we are about 5 studs high. Now, 9 studs doesn't mean I got to shoot straight up and flat top it off. This is not the Devil's Tower. We don't need to do. We don't need to do that. But yes, I've been watching a lot of Close Encounters lately. So what I'm going to do here, this is a 45. I could do is start slowly going up, but that's too harsh. Too harsh. To come up like that, that'd be fine. Now, if you notice, though, like I said, I'm just dropping pieces in, like this right here. Okay? What do we do about that there? Real simple. I can come in here like this and leave this harsh here, leave that as a hard corner. Okay? Or what I could do is peel that out of there and get this and put this in here. Okay. Then now I can slowly kind of... Okay, you're not supposed to fall out now. And that means right here I could stick a 1x2 brick in there, or like that. And then now I can start slowly bringing this down a little bit. Okay. Just bring it down a little bit, and that's it. Do I need to put that in there? I may need a support for the top, so I'm going to put it perpendicular to the sides and start building up here. And now I'm going to come right here. Wiggle that in, and then we're going to put this in here now. Now I can shoot up, you know, this way. Now, you could even use some of these too for dimension. Now, I don't really have a lot of dark gray stuff, so I try to avoid it. I may use it some other places, but, and there we go. Now we'll start slowly building up the top here. See, this is really strong. So now I want to kind of do is I'm going to raise this guy up here a bit more, but before I start committing to anything here, let's focus our attention back over here now. Something like that. Okay. Leave that one there like that. Remember, I can always stick bricks in there. See? Now I got that little texture in there going. And want this to be up a little higher here. Yeah, I may not have enough to do a bunch of boulders in the back. Maybe some ground boulders, but I will not have enough of these slopes. There's one here. Something like that right there. Okay, that's fine. Then I can kind of zigzag this one here. Kind of give it a little bit of a rock face. Bring it up, then we're going to bring it back again. But what I'm going to do, we don't need to go up that high in terms of studs. Like that. Now I got a little bit more of a nice round there, and plus that's even. It's not obviously sturdy. Because now I'm going to build this part up here. And I think what I'm going to do is come back in here like this. We're going to fill this spot in here with, you know, right in here. So let me get several more bricks, and I got to remember those 1x2 plates. Here we go. Now, let's continue on here. Remember what I said, I'm going to bring this up just a bit here. Right about there. That's right, this is supposed to be lower. And the rock's going to kind of continue on. Alright, so let's do that instead. If I shove that there, that's fine. I got to get this over here figured out first. Okay. What do I do about that? I can grab this one, but that's great for the very top. You don't want to use those. That's a little too sharp still. So, let's grab... I hope you guys and gals like the terrain builds. I really do. These are always fun to do. They're a treat, especially when you're doing tons and tons of reviews. Like, I'm literally just swamped with reviews. Following somebody else's imagination, or several designers' imaginations for that matter. And for me, sometimes I don't want to do that. We're going to fix this now real fast. Okay, we'll put that... Whoops. Rocks are not supposed to be that brittle. And stick that in there. I'm going to bring this back here a little bit like this. And then this guy here, I'm just going to bring it up slowly like this. Now I got these two items here lined up. Okay, that there. Let's get a 45-degree slope. What I could do is I could put a cheese slope in there if I want to. I'm trying to find a 1x2. There we go. Now let's start capping things off here. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to slowly kind of get everything going here. Remember we were talking about this. This is very unstable right now. We need to start building this up here. So I'm going to just build this up one more level like this. And then right here, we're going to come in right there like this. Like that. And then, that means if later on I ever want to add to this, I can build this portion of the rock facing out. And that right there is not what that's supposed to do. This thing here is kind of unstable, so I'm hoping I can run a piece here. I probably could. If I do, that might be the smart thing. Let me get several 2x2s and a 2x6. Okay, let's see here. We're going to need to build this up down here a bit. Because I want to make kind of like a little arm that kind of goes over like this. May have to get some studs. Alright. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. So we'll put this in here real quick. And let me get some studs. Just two studs here. And I'm just going to make it. You notice I'm just kind of randomly throwing parts in. I mean, no one's going to see this. Now, see right now, that right there holds that in. That means now I'm getting a platform built at the top, or at least some kind of a truss system here. And this right here is kind of flimsy too. So I may have to build another one of those and put it over here. Because now I want to kind of clean this up a bit. And then here, I'm going to shove this right here. And I've seen a bunch of those. There they are, right there. And then now I can come back in like this. Put a slope here like that. Okay. And then what do we do about that? Well, what I can do is get me a 2x3 would be nice. So set that right in there. And what do we do about that little hole? You could put a brick in there. Okay. Or just a cheese slope would be fine. And then the studs on the top look like it's rough. It's rock. It's not meant to be marble or anything. And then when we get up to here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it like this and set this down in here. Now I got this nice rock face, this nice texture. This is going to be kind of, we're going to hurry up and kind of bring this part up here to speed. And then this part over here would be fine. So I could do it like that. Okay. Sometimes rocks are just randomly cut off on the top. Now see how that just caved in on me there? I don't want that to do that, so I'm going to just back butter something here. And I'm hoping, oh, that's stuck in there, huh? And do I need to get some hemostat? I'm going to have to pull this out. I was hoping I didn't. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. We could use that for some of the rock right there. All right. Well, I've got a problem there. You know what we can do? But I want to kind of keep this all even. Okay, well let's back butter with some studs. All right, like that. If I find any gray ones, I'm going to pull those out because, or the ones that fall on the floor, I'm just going to skip them. Making sure I'm not running out of memory. I've been deleting a bunch of reviews, and just to do this is a lot of work, a lot of chores. Alright. Okay, now let's start cleaning this up here a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring it up to here, and we're going to start flattening this off. Okay. Let's see if there's any other goodies in here. But like I said, though, you can build this any way you want. There's no rules. It's, I just start throwing bricks in and calling it done type deal. Okay? That's all this is. Now, I may just do, well, that just flew off. Hey, you're going to experience a lot of things flying off when you're doing this. If I do this right here, set this back in here like so. Now I have a spot to connect up to. Like this. This is up a little higher. Now, that's fine, right? Well, what do I do about that? Just stick a plate here and a plate up here and it'd be okay. I can't make it always fit. Or I can stick a cheese slope in there. You know, that kind of thing. Let's see if I can find a 1x4 size of that. I know I have some. Now you don't have to stack your rocks like this too. If you want, you can get creative and do snot methods. Or use these. You don't have to build it my way. You know, everybody builds differently, so if you don't like the way I do this, it depends on your mileage on the project you're doing, but you can build any way you want. Let's say we shove that there, and right here, I'm going to put this right here, and we're going to start bringing this down here. Well, I bet some of you are just ready to go camping, aren't you? What does that look like? I have to look at it on this side here. Okay, where's the round plates at? Okay, I'll put that out of the way. See, now it's starting to look really good. We could put a slope here, or you can put some vines there. Okay. Now, you notice, like I said, I'm just hacking parts in. I'm not committed to anything yet, because I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just playing around, having fun. See how that just caved in? That's not supposed to do that. That was on a whole base too, so very loose, very wiggly. See if we can strengthen that up here a little bit. And then we can come in here like this. And like right here. You know. Or if I really incline to do, which I may do, is just grab this and shove that in there. See how that's the same height? So what I can do is you can do that. Yeah, that works, right? It works. There you go. Okay, and then we got that rock face. I need to connect this up. Okay. Let's say we decide to do that. That's what it would look like right there. Okay. That's fine. Okay. There could be a little hole at the top there. We don't care. Okay. But I still don't want it sitting like that because that's really springy. So I'm going to make me a little support bracket here. I got to go get some more gray bricks. Now, rock facing for stuff like this, let me pop this out here because I'm just going to run this right in here like that. Rock facing, this is considered a cluttered item. Landscaping is clutter. So just remember that. You don't, if you don't want to do clutter items, that's fine. You don't have to. But it's nice to have some clutter in your life, you know. I could do that too, or I can just grab this one here and bring it in here like that. Well, that doesn't do me any good. Do I dare want to rip that out and move that over here? No, I'm not going to do that. Let me go get some more of these. Well, maybe I may have enough. You can see I'm just throwing junk in there. No one's going to see that, right? Oh, okay, well, no, I guess, alright. I need one more 2x2 brick. Let me get a couple more. Okay, let's start wrapping up these two craters in these rocks here so we can make them at least make them appear to be solid. Okay, so actually we're up a little higher here. I don't want that. So what I can do is just stick, because see, that's up pretty high there. I don't want that. So let me grab a brick separator. Let me pop one of these out. Well, let's just pop two of them out for the price of one, huh? Okay. And we stick this in here. Where's that one at? There we go. And we got two there, but I'd rather stick studs in there than anything else. I want to keep the nougat. How many studs do I need to put in the back of that? You could just put a stack of them, but I'm going to just keep it from rocking. I'm going to put a couple more, and I'm running across the medium stone gray studs and anything else. We're still not flashing, that's good. And then we'll shove this in here. Now I don't want to push that in because I got to fix this hole here. And I think what I'm going to do is just get a 1x2 and fill this in here. Okay, we'll pop that out, shove that in there. That's fine, we can live with that. Well, that's if I can get it in there. And then now I can secure all that up. Nice rock face. And now I can actually, a couple things that I could do here. If I got a lot of these, so I may be able to put the rocks in the back after all. I'd say that looks pretty good if we can get that to fit in there, but this is too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it like this here. Ooh. Well, if I could find me that an 18 degree would be fine. This is the part I want to work on. Now if you don't have any of those, you can just use shallower ones. Oh, whoops, I can't put that in there that way. And I can't put it that way. What a shame. What does that mean? I'm going to have to do that somehow. Stick some regular slopes in here, it'd be fine. I can live with that. But the problem is, what do I do about this? I could probably pop this out, take two of these studs out of here, and then I can get me a 2x4 plate and set that in there. That'd be really good. All right, then I'm going to set this guy in here like this. I don't know if that wants to go in. Something's hanging me up. Wow, what? Why is it not going in there, huh? Or is it just this right here is kind of caving in a bit? There we go, and that'll prevent that from happening. And then that one piece we put here, I'm just going to stick two in the back here. Like that. Okay, and then here I can go like this. There's a hole here. I'm just going to incline to take that out. If I can get me a 1x3, I'll put it here and shove this in like this. And then that takes care of this. It's really secure. But what do we do about this hole here? And I got this. Uh-oh, that thing's caving in. That's not what we want. Well, yep, look at that. It caved right in. Biggest fear happened. Alright. Well, let's see here. Obviously this plate's too high. I'm going to have to back butter and fill this in here. With some 1x2s, I will be right back. Alright, so I got some of these, and this was sitting on here. Obviously I'm going to need to get two studs. Alright, anything but reddish brown, because we don't want those I've already broke. Yeah, you get too much stuff up on your workbench. It becomes a pain. Plus it's also getting hot in here. It's been like in the upper 90s right now. It's getting to be too hot to do anything. Alright, maybe we need to drop it down by one. Huh. Well, that should just fit in there. Why isn't it not fitting in there? Am I doing something wrong? Oh, there we go. Push that right down in there. There we go. And then here we'll just get some slopes. I don't want to get those out right now. Let's take care of this and this hole here. This one here shouldn't be all that bad. I can't shove that in there. Yes, you hear me use the word shove. That's basically what we're doing at this point. We're shoving parts in. Okay. Now, what I can do is I could put this in here or put it up here and have a lip. Okay. Pins. Shoving in here might be fine. We'll just do it like this. Okay, that takes care of that. And it's kind of rough on the top. Like I said, if I don't like that, I can just come in here and do something different with that. You know, we haven't made our mind up. Now we got this here. What do we do? Let's see here. Well, we don't exactly have two bricks. And a couple ways of doing that there. What I can do is I can get a 30-degree slope or a 25-degree, and I can shove it here right underneath this guy. And then what do we do about that? I could just take some corner plates and shove them in there. Okay. So if I decide to get some corner plates, that's what we're going to do. Okay, we'll stick these like this, stick this here, and I'm just going to drop this whole thing down as a unit. Just be careful not to press there. And there you go. That's pretty much it. Now I could replace this with a 2x4, make this stronger. I think it's fine for what we need. And yeah, so now I got some places to attach some vines or whatever I want, and we'll just get some cheese slopes. We'll take care of that after we're done. And just take some of these and just kind of set these around here at the bottom like that. Okay, to kind of give ourselves some little pebbles down here like that. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Well, we still got to fix this up here at the top. We got a hole here. This part's going to be a little higher. Now you can see where the fire pit's going to be. It's going to act like the back part of a fireplace. So that's what I'm shooting for here. We're going to shove this in here now. And let's bring that down like this. And there we go. And then right here, I'm just going to put a brick in here. Maybe like a 1x1 brick. This is all flat on the top, which is going to be really a big help. And then here, I'll just stick a cheese slope. Now, I can come in here and start working on this. The only problem is it's kind of an odd size. So I can come in here and do it like this, like that. And let me go get a 1x1 brick. Or a 1x4 brick. And we'll see if that will strengthen up that whole area. Because I figure I'll just make that into a support. It'll go right up against this back here. That's exactly why I need to support this up. Okay, first off, yeah, I can probably just get away with sticking a couple of these back here. Now, if I ever plan on, let's say, doing a tutorial on something like this, how would I do it? How would you do something like this? A tutorial on this would be kind of hard. And plus, if it's a tutorial, though, it'd be planned out a bit better than this. See how that's wanting to cave in there? Okay, let's take everything off because it fell way down in the hole. That is why I don't like doing rock facades. They're fun, but they're also a pain. Unless you're writing up a building guide for them. Now I got a support here. Now I can start building this thing up. Okay, and plus I got a 2x2 thing there. So let's start bringing the rock face back here like this. Okay, so I'm going to do it like this. See how this one's starting to tip back? Well, we don't want that. Do I need to strengthen that up somehow? Let's see here. You know what I could do? Well, I can't fit that in there. Let's pull this out again. Somebody in their junk cars. There's a guy in our neighborhood that just revs up his junk car all the time just to hear it start up, and he always goes, "Can't you hear my engine roar?" And I said, "Yes, I hear it even at 2 in the morning." "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know anybody was sleeping at that time." I'm like, well, yeah. He's the neighbor that nobody likes around here too. So we all kind of ignore this guy. He's not really a... He thinks he runs the roost. You can probably hear the rumble of his junk car. Okay. Now, let's start figuring out what we want to do here. I want to kind of point this in. I got some outside corners. I may use them. And let's say we do that. I'd have to come back and use a 45-degree slope. Let's not do that one right now. I could use this guy here. Let's not do that. What about that? Looks pretty good. Then I can come here and shove this here. But this is too harsh. I don't want to do that. I can stick an outside corner there. can do that. And stick a couple of cheese slopes here. That'd be fine. But as you can tell, though, I'm kind of just guessing. I can shove this right in here. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. It doesn't matter. We're getting it done here. See, something like that, that's fine. I can put some cheese slopes in there. And this, I'm inclined to just use a 1x2 brick or a 2x2 slope in there, like that. And on the top, you can tile it off, if you want to. I wouldn't, because it just makes it not look so rugged. Alright, and then for right here, I'm going to shove this here like this. And now this gives me an option to put some cheese slopes in here, or tiles. That right there, what do we do about that? You can't do a whole lot. I can still put a slope here. But you can put a tree up there if you want to, like that. There you go. And here, well, we could fix that up real quick. Imagine using that for a rock face. We'll shove that right there. Okay. And then I can just shove some ridge tiles up here. It would be pretty cool. Shove some slopes here. We got this here. That's fine. Here, I could do is I could shove a 2x2 in there, a 2x2 45 degree, like this. And then just put a cheese slope back here. And yeah, it doesn't look too nice, but look at that right there. Just imagine the fire ring sitting right there. A nice campfire there. Okay, now I think that's pretty good for rock facing. Let's get some slopes, and we're going to start adding the details to the rock with the Tupperware full of slopes. And these are always nice. Like you could set these down here. Hoping you can see what I'm doing. Let's tip this down here. I'm working right down here at the very bottom of your screen. So I'm doing this right here. And then I can just take a stud and set that right there. Okay. Let's see here. Like we could put some right in here. We could put one right there. Kind of smoothing that little area off. Right there. And we could get in there. Then we could put one right in there. Which way? Any way's fine. Like that. See, that looks really good. And let's see. I could put one there. But I don't know yet. I'll get another one. I don't want to have to go down and fish it up. Yeah, that's kind of too harsh there. What we can do though is we can get a gray stud, and what am I grabbing? Anything but gray, and just shove that right there. I could put something there. Okay. You can also use your little quarter round tiles too to kind of feather it off. Here, let's put a slope in there. You know, if this is kind of a harsh corner here, I could do is I can take this out and stick some cheese slopes in here, or could just do that and put a slope back up in here. Oh, Oh yeah, this Lego stuff can be dangerous, huh? Well, we can leave it like that too. And we can come back in here later on and fill this behind here. And we can put one right there. It's okay to have a little bit of a spot in there. There's a spot right here. I'm not covering up all the studs. Okay, because I don't want it to be too manicured. And for the top here, I can flat tile that or just leave it. Or stick a couple of these up here like this. But that's going to take a lot of time. Do I really want to flat that off? No. I'm not going to do that. Let me put this so I don't trip over it and spill it. And now this thing is heavy. There's a lot of weight over here. Let's take a look here. And I think that's pretty good for what it is. Now remember I was talking about these type of tiles. If you were to set that in there, it looks even better. But the rock is protruding out of the ground. I don't want to use those. You can use them up here. I can even shove this like that. It'll look just as good. I may just get a couple of those and shove those in there. Let me go get those. So I got a bunch of these here. And then now I can come in here and just start filling those in. As a matter of fact, they look better than these studs. These studs look better like little pebbles, like right here. So I think that would be better down here than just put these smooth ones here at the top, like this. Put one right there. Well, I don't want a half round. Well, maybe not there. Let's not do that. That right there would be fine. Yeah, I'm kind of getting tired. I'm getting a little hungry. Nobody's here right now, and matter of fact, I'm having filming marathons because when nobody's here, that's when I start getting everything set up and I just go ham. I do hardcore filming all the time. Because nobody's here, I don't have somebody pounding on the door. It's after business hours, I can do that. Put this right here. Yeah, looks fine. Yeah, I'll leave that alone. I think that looks pretty good. Let's take a closer look here. And yeah, it's not exactly 9, because 9 would have been up to here. That would have been too much. But this looks more natural than just something. And the reason why I have it shoved right in the ground, it looks like it's protruding out of the ground. Right here, we got some of it here, and then right here it kind of spills into the ground. Now, when I do there's going to be 2 boulders. There's going to be one in the back similar to this, but it's not going to wrap around. It's just going to stick out. But this time I'm going to plan ahead and just make a boulder and just drop it in as a plate. So I don't know. I may do that. I may do that as a tutorial. I don't know. Maybe a tutorial on how to make a boulder. But for the most part, it's nice. So just imagine we got this in here, right here in the middle. Okay, we'll just kind of pack that down in there. It's not going to let me do it. And then you have your fire ring right here. And your bench right here. Okay, looks pretty cool. But I can move this ring probably right here. And there's still plenty of space to get around it for starting up the fire and stuff. So I'm going to be honest, that's it. And I am going to honestly say, let's take a look here real quick so I can make sure, doubly make sure, because then that means that this here is done. Now, this right here will be covered up with foliage, so I'm not too worried about how this looks here. I mean, I could spill it over, but, you know, I think the rock facing does it enough there. Okay. So, that's it for that. It's not a whole lot. We didn't do a whole lot, but we got 2 terrain sections done. In the next installment, I'm going to build up the back portion here. I only went up to 3. But remember, this is the ground that we're walking on here. So I'm going to have to probably go up 5 terrains. I'll see how we're going to do that. And then it'll be tiered up to where, you know, I'll think about it, figure out how I want to do this, because it's easier to do that off stream. And then I was thinking about from 3 to 6 bricks. I think I said it was going to be 6 bricks high from the base of this. I don't know yet, but so far, here's the base. Here we're already at 2 bricks. I think it might have been maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, so this is only a quarter of it. We've only got 25% of the terrain done. Now, I haven't started building trees or anything like that, but I got the rock done. Okay. So we got both sections in the front done. Those are the hardest. Now, we're going to be, in the next installment, I'm going to focus on the next portion. So, we'll see you then.